Very good evening. You're watching India Today's social media. I'm Nabila Jamal. A quick roundup of the day's news. Let me start with big breaking that came in on poll strategist Prashant Kishore refusing to take up the Congress offer to join the party. He's in fact even backed off from helping the party strategize and rejuvenate ahead of the 2024 election. Now, this obviously has come as a huge setback, but just to give you a bit of a preview here, what happened was that Prashant Kishore was asked by the Congress party to step in, join, in fact, come into the party, take up a role within the party, like join the party formally, and help reorganize and restructure the party to combat the BJP's, massive popularity in the country and obviously gain in the 2024 elections. So what Prashant Kishore did was he tried to make a couple of presentations before the Congress leadership, before Sonia Gandhi, and gave out many ways or many solutions to how they could actually fix the rot within the party. First of all is a change in face, a change in the senior leadership. He wanted some kind of restructuring in the leadership itself, wanted a fresh face to be leading the party. Now, who he had decided on, etc., that those are details we have no idea about. But for what we know is that he really wanted the Congress to come out with a new face, a new structure within the organization itself to try and boost some energy into it, to basically try and put in some fresh faces and transform the entire strategy of the party. And the narrative, of course. So here Prashant Kishore wanted and requested for a free hand to really carry out this entire organizational rejig and a strategy change, but it seems like the Congress was very apprehensive and refused to give him a complete free hand on this. And Prashant Kishore now has tweeted, the news broke through a tweet where Prashant Kishore says, and I quote, "I decline the generous offer of the Congress party to join the party as part of the EAG and take responsibility for the election." So basically this means that Prashant Kishore now has backed off, and he also says, in my humble opinion, more than me, the party needs leadership and collective will to fix the deep-rooted structural problems through transformational reforms. So here clearly Prashant Kishore tries to encapsulate his reservations about the party, that he's in fact expressed time and again that this really needs a massive transformation, the party, but doesn't seem like the party is willing to one, admit that there is rot within the party, that there needs to be some kind of rejuvenation, and two, of course, no free hand that is being given to him, which means that the party is not even attempting at fixing their problem at this moment. So here, in fact, now we also have Randeep Surjewala, a quick word on what he said in response to Prashant Kishore. Following a presentation and discussions with Prashant Kishore, Congress President has constituted an Empowered Action Group 2024, invited him to join the party as part of the group with defined responsibility. He declined. We appreciate his efforts and suggestions given to the party. This is exactly what Randeep Surjewala has responded, saying that, well, this has happened and that's fine. We appreciate his efforts and the suggestions that he's given. So this obviously comes as a massive setback to the Congress party, which is really looking at a organization rehaul to try and gain against the Modi factor in the 2024 election. Now, moving on, we're looking at Mumbai, the Rana couple, both the independent politician duo, the husband and wife. They are currently in prison after the Mumbai police arrested them for threatening Uddhav Thackeray that they're going to chant Hanuman Chalisa in front of Uddhav Thackeray's home. So the the Sessions Court, which they hope to get some relief, they were seeking bail. Sessions Court struck it down, saying that we're not going to urgently hear this matter because there are so many people waiting for bail. Our priorities are with them. So they continue to be in prison for a little longer. Now, both the Ranas have claimed that the police have been ill-treating them because they belong to a lower caste, a lower Nichi Jat. This is exactly what she's written in word in her letter to the Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, saying that she's been harassed by the Mumbai police, she's not been allowed to go to the loo, she's been denied water, etc. So the Home Ministry has now intervened and asked for a report on this, whether this is true. Meanwhile, you have Mumbai's police commissioner putting out a video. In that video, it shows how the Ranas are happily drinking tea and coffee, and they seem fine in the Khar Road police station. So it seems like quite a war, war of sorts between the BJP, which is tacitly supporting the Ranas, and the Maharashtra government. Now, a quick word on Russia and the war, which has now completed 2 months. Russia has again said that it won't take too long for a nuclear war to happen or a World War III to take place if NATO does not step back. So, Russian Foreign Minister has said clearly that NATO is in fact indulging in a proxy war by giving out weapons to Ukraine constantly, and this is in a way instigating Russia. And don't be surprised if this could result in a World War III. So, Russia again trying to intimidate Ukraine against taking support from NATO, and also saying that this is going to be bad if NATO pushes with weapons or continues to supply weapons to Ukraine. Now we know that a quick word on Twitter. We're seeing that Twitter has been bought over by Elon Musk for $44 billion. We understand that there's a lot of fears. Biden administration now is fearing that Trump might just come back on Twitter, because Musk has been constantly championing free speech. He wants to let the Twitter bird out and free and say that all kinds of voices should be allowed. He never mentioned Trump, but obviously the Biden administration seems to be apprehensive about Trump. Now, a quick word on in Pakistan. Nawaz, who's currently absconding after there were cases against him, now that his brother Shahbaz Hussain has now become the Prime Minister of Pakistan, it seems like Nawaz, his brother, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, has got a 10-year visa. So very likely that Nawaz might just come back to Pakistan. That's what we hear. Now, in India, a quick word on the YouTube clampdown. We hear that the government has blocked at least 16 YouTube platforms claiming national security. Now, they've in fact pulled out at least 16 YouTube platforms. Again, not sure what are these platforms, what kind of content it had on them, but 16 platforms the government of India has blocked off claiming national security. While I wrap, I'm going to take you through the COVID-19 situation. We're looking at 2,800 odd COVID cases in the country as of today. We see that there are cases on the clusters being reported from certain places. In fact, IIT Madras has reported 111 cases of COVID-19 in the premises within the institute. So this has now raised a lot of concerns about another wave and whether COVID-19 cases are increasing at this point of time. In the midst of that, you have Covaxin, which has been given approval by the DCGA. So Covaxin now cleared for age group between 6 to 12. Also, Chandigarh has now made it mandatory for vaccines for kids of that age group going to school. So no vaccine, no school. That's almost a mandatory rule now that Chandigarh has put in place. All right, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching.